To your point, he's bringing up crowd sizes. He questioned Vice President Kamala Harris's race. And this is very different than when he survived the assassination attempt. And during the RNC, there was this message of unity. So you're an operative here. Let's say you were advising him. What would you say needs to come out of his mouth between now and Election Day?
I would tell him to try to stick to the script as much as possible. And I don't mean just a teleprompter. I mean, like, whatever the campaign talking points are. I think there's obviously a case for Republicans to make here. The economy, for number one. I know that there was just that Financial Times poll that just came out that has Harris above Trump, 42-41. But generally speaking, Republicans are usually, you know, the party that's good on the economy, right? And reminding folks, like, no, the inflation, highest inflation in over 40 years under the under the Biden administration. And it's not just Biden, it's a Biden-Harris administration. All of the failures of that administration, you can absolutely point towards Harris as well. And I think that's why you've seen her sort of start to stray away from some of the Biden messaging, especially when it comes to the economy, and try to pave her own path. And so, you know, she's made that pivot, which I think has been a successful one, and is probably why now she's doing so well in the polls. I think Trump can take that as an example of what to do too, and listen to staff, and perhaps not do like hour press conferences and with Elon Musk and be on X for an hour and just do that whole thing. I don't think that's helpful to him.
You did mention a name earlier in this conversation that's a blast from the past, and the past being 2016, and that's Corey Lewandowski. And that news broke today that he is back on the campaign reportedly. What does that indicate to you as the future of Trump's campaign?
Yeah, I think that just shows, again, how sort of I've mentioned, I think that Trump is flailing right now and is trying to figure out how do we repeat what we've already done in the past, who were the heavy hitters back then, and trying to lean on those folks to come in and sort of save the campaign and be able to move it forward in a positive direction. People have a tendency to sort of go back to things they're familiar with, especially in those times of high intensity and stress. So it's not surprising to me that he would go back and rely on some of the folks that he trusts. But I think that shows that they are trying to reconfigure this campaign moving forward.